Now, the topic for the day is traditional Indian knowledge system, current relevance. When you talk, can you hear me without the mic? With the mic is better, okay. Uh, Tradition and culture go together. Tradition and spirituality go together. Tradition and arts can go together. Traditional folk arts, everything can go together. How can knowledge, especially in the next about 45 minutes, I am going to be science, talking about science. How can tradition and science go together? So there is an anomaly. Does it make sense today for us to be talking about a traditional knowledge in the area of science and technology? For example, if somebody knows C++ or Fortran or COBOL, he is obsolete, he is extinct, he is a dinosaur, not relevant at all. In a situation, the last 100 years have seen a everything that we take for granted today as science or technology, starting from an aircraft, all come into being in the last 100 years. First World War, for example, had very little of technology except building trenches. So a lot of things have happened. Therefore, does it make sense at all to talk about tradition and science? So we'll first validate this. Where do we go to validate this? Another context of knowledge today, it's global. If there's something that you know today in Trichy, it is known in Srirangam, Chennai, New York, Hollywood, wherever. Knowledge is no longer confined to a certain location. Knowledge is universal. Okay. So, how do we validate? So, when we validate, in the course of the today, as I am talking to you, whatever I am talking about has to be validated. If I am talking about traditional knowledge, its relevance has to be validated in terms of here and now. You should answer both the requirement, then it's relevant, otherwise it's not relevant. I am not here to talk about my great-grandfather was better than your great-grandfather. I am trying to say what my great-grandfather said, is it relevant today or not? Now, where do we go to validate this idea, whether the traditional science that we have is relevant today or not? I thought we would go to Hollywood to validate it. Does it make sense to you? We will go to Hollywood to see whether we can validate it. Do you recognize this person? Wow, such knowledge. Who is that person? Fantastic. I am very impressed, seriously. I was worried whether people will recognize Demi Moore or not. What do you know about Demi Moore? I am honest to God happy. Oh, good. What else? Hear that? In 1996, she was the highest paid Hollywood actress. There are possibly actors who were paid more. So in 1996 at least, she was the highest paid, and obviously she was a good actress also. If you see for The Ghost, she was a Golden Globe nominee. Next, you have a challenge. Something, even without a background, you can take a look at it. Now make a guess. How old do you think she is in this picture? Other than you, he is an authority on Demi Moore. Any other person on how old do you think she is in this picture?
48.
Wow. What else?
45.
Good. On the bullseye. She was 45, but I thought she looked younger than 45. Now that comes a challenge. How old do you think she is in this picture?
80. 25. 30.
Good guesses. But was taken 2009. 2 years later, this is how Demi Moore looked. With your permission, can I move out of Demi Moore?
Yes.
No, it's a Photoshop. Now, do you want to know who gets the credit for it? For this? No. It is a humble leech. It's a humble leech which gets the credit for, leech is what gets the credit for Demi Moore's ravishing looks. Now, have you heard of anybody pre-Demi Moore who has had this advantage? Okay, I know of some people. Sushruta Samhita, which is a 600 BC literature, talks about leech treatment in a great degree of detail. In fact, in Ayurveda, there are three major texts called, they are called Brihatrayi, Sushruta Samhita, Charaka Samhita, and Vagbhatiyam. These three really represent the big three. Of course, there are unlimited amount of literature. Then there are Lagutrayis, there are any number of literature. It's almost like talking about Palkiwala as a Ramaya and Company Law or something. There are 1,000 other books on Company Law. So this is the big legendary book. Sushruta in 600 BCE has talked in a great degree of detail about leech therapy, multiple application, details in terms of how do you select the leech, how do you ready the leech, how do you prepare the patient's body, how do you apply it, what are the various areas where leech treatment is considered recommended and appropriate, a great degree of how to do manual. Now, a friend of mine used to say, Kumar, I have attended any certain amount of Tamil goes, yeah?
No problem.
Okay. கணக்கு வழக்கமெல்லாம் உபன்யாசம் அட்டன் பண்ணிட்டேன். But I saw God only when I got my knee problem. God comes and reminds you of His presence with arthritis. Okay, this is an important area of this thing. Now, let me tell you how leech therapy works. Leech therapy works by extracting fluid or blood or whatever is appropriate at that situation. Barely 50 years ago, when we were kids, there used to be a doctor called Dr. E.V. Srinivasan in Triplicate. He was one of the early specialist eye doctors. In his clinic, at a very, very smallish clinic, he used to have leeches in a bottle. You know for what it is used? It's obvious, glaucoma. People will come, Dr. E.V. himself wouldn't do something. And the one of those boys will simply take, apply it, அது கொஞ்ச நேரம் இருக்கும், கீழே வந்துடும், வாங்கம்மா 6 months கழிச்சு வாங்கும். Glaucoma is over. That is how Dr. E.V. Subramaniam used to, E.V. Srinivasan used to treat, use leech for glucose. I mean, even now, I think for ortho issues, it's a huge testing. What are the merits of leech? One, it benumbs. You will not realize that blood is being extracted. This is something on which I can talk with a great degree of authority, because for my 60th birthday, I went on a forest trail in Valparai. So local people are ரொம்ப கேர்ஃபுல்லாக இருப்பா. சார் லீச்செல்லாம் இருக்கும், ஜாக்கிரதையாக இருங்கோ, they tobaccoலாம் தடவிப்பா. நம்ம சிட்டி பிரெண்டுக்கு we have no idea. So we will go. And the leech is not in the மாதிரி நம்ம கருப்பாக பார்க்குறோமா அந்த அட்டை இல்லை. லீச் வெள்ளையாக இருக்கும், குட்டியாக இருக்கும். வெள்ளையாக இருக்கும், குட்டியாக இருக்கும். I had gone out, gone on a 2-3 hours trek, come back, showered, changed into neat white dhoti. And then that host Pavitra told me, Uncle, look at your veshti. It is covered with blood all over the place. You will just not realize, maybe 20-30 leeches would have got onto you, you would simply not realize that they were extracting blood at all. So the first requirement for a good extraction is that should be numb. The saliva of the leech contains its primary attribute of benumbing. The second attribute that you need is you should bleed, which means the blood vessel should be dilated. It's called a vacillator. The leech's saliva contains that attribute also, it dilates. The third attribute that needed, it should flow smoothly and come on to you. That is also attribute achieved. Fourth, the nature has a defense mechanism. Anytime you, I mean, there is an impression that doctors take care of your health, which is wrong. It is the body which takes care of it primarily. when everything fails, you need to go to your doctor. Doctor is obviously not the first option. Sorry, there is at least one doctor present here. Apologies to him. Okay. Now, one of the essential things that happens is the blood will clot by itself. Blood will clot by itself. Leech's saliva makes sure that the blood doesn't clot. So, with all these requirements, that is, it benumbs, it dilates, ensures flow, and it doesn't clot. Is that good enough for bleeding? It is not good enough, because then there can be unlimited bleeding. Unlimited bleeding. So, the leech has another interesting attribute. It can ingest 5 times its body weight in terms of blood. I have seen it. It will become this big and fall. So there's an automatic check on how much of the quantity the leech will take. It will completely go. Now let's come down to how Sushruta Samhita reached. It didn't reach Hollywood. It in fact reached Austria. She went to Austria and got a treatment. We'll have to understand how it takes place. During the Vietnam War, which is 1965 or thereabouts, America had entered Vietnam. That was always in the minds of the Americans till Iraq. They always carried that weight of you go out, you will lose, no matter what is the technology and weaponry you have. Kennedy had entered it, wanted to pull out, but unfortunately he died, so it got extended in Johnson's period. There is a Boston doctor who was positioned in Vietnam. There, this Boston doctor noticed the medical men using, traditional medical people, using leech for treatment of multiple things. So this man had made a note of everything that was going on. He went back to Boston. When he went back to Boston, what do you do? Like it happens here. Somebody would say, finally I went to Ayurveda. That is, they would finish every single antibiotic that is available under the sky, under the sun, finish everything, completely screw up the body, and then will go for alternate medicine. So, this man also, what he did was, wherever he could not handle an issue, using the allopathic regime, he attempted what he had learnt there. So, he attempted what he had learnt there, and applying leech therapy to orthopedic issues, wherever there is a bleeding had to be done, various things, he attempted it. Something very healthy about so that is how it reached. The next question they have got to ask is, then it spread from there. There's at least one article on here it is essentially on orthopedics. It is not on glaucoma. In fact, there is this doctor of mine, Mary Abraham. I asked her, of course, without telling my background or this information, I said, do you use this? And her response is, she just knocks me down. I mean, makes no sense at all. Why would anybody want to use leech? Okay. Then it kind of spread. There is at least something very credible about the Western sciences, not only in hard science like medicine or physics or chemistry, even on social sciences, there is a huge level of documentation application. There's always a control group, there's a total group, somebody is given this medicine, so another group is not given that medicine, age group, this, that, etc. They will do very, very systematically and establish the veracity of what is to be done. This study very clearly proved they had something like 50, obviously all senior citizens, they had done a study, and the results of the study are very, very revealing. In the sense, the first another point is they compared it with the antibiotic regime. Okay, with the antibiotic, how does it work? With leech therapy, how does it work? One thing on antibiotics, you take thrice a day whole month. I mean, you could forget, it's painful, other effects and all that. Where leech, you come, go away. In the case of leech therapy, the effect started showing from 7th day onwards. 7th day onwards, the principal requirement is pain. Pain relief was much more, and every other parameter. This diclofenac regime is very clearly intended to arrest pain. Okay, it doesn't have many more objectives. Whereas with leech therapy, the long-term result was good. Functionality of the limbs are very good, much better. Stiffness is much lower. By and large, these leech therapy turned out to be a lot more efficacious compared to antibiotic. Now, you should always ask this question: is this study group in Australia or the doctor in Boston, is he a freak? Do you understand my point? Is he a one-off person who is doing it? Therefore, you cannot take that as acceptable. Do you understand my point? So I checked further and said, hey, is this being more universally done? So the next test that you have is, it has an FDA approval. I think all of you do know, Food and Drug Administration USA, one of the most rigorous tests any item of food or drug can go through. The Food and Drug Administration has an approval. So it has an approval under head leech therapy. It got done in January 2004, patent in 2004. They got it. The FDA had a very tricky problem. When some application comes, you have got to send it to the right department. Is it a tablet? No. Is it a capsule? No. Is it injectable? No. Is it an additive? No. Say, how do you handle leech? We have never had anything organic life to be dealt with. So they called it surgical equipment. They called it medical equipment. Under the head medical equipment, they classified it and did it. So are you satisfied that leech therapy, which is 600 BCE, 2600 years from today, is it relevant or not? Do you feel it's relevant? Don't be so easily satisfied. Okay? We have got to push it and push it and push it. Okay? And see, because this Boston doctor could be a freak. He would be 1 in a million who believes in leech. The second thing is, FDA, honest to God, might have done an assessment and cleared it, but the point is, unless somebody follows it, it is meaningless. Okay? So, how do you establish whether a lot of people are following it or not? How will you know? How do you find out? How do I know whether large number of doctors in the USA or Europe or anywhere? Google, grandfather Google. You always go to grandfather Google and ask him. So all that you need to ask is, Google leech therapy. I hit at least 2 names. Okay? Leeches USA, obviously a specialized organization. It's called Leeches USA Limited, and Biofarm is slightly more ambitious. He is coming, if they are doing something with leeches, tomorrow they might come to do something with some other reptile. Let me give it a generic name, Biofarm Charleston, South Carolina. These 2 organizations survive in the United States of America, supplying leeches to medical practitioners. So it is mainstream enough for it to be doing. This is what I did in 8 years ago, when I was doing some work on this, when I was editing a book on the subject. I updated today, both the companies are in good health, which means they are supplying material over a period of time. So, the next question that arises in our mind is, now if you come to the extent, geographical extension, in India, there are, when you are in metros, you don't have the benefit of simple things in life. It's all denied to you. When you go to a smaller town, maybe it's still in practice. I certainly know a friend of mine in Nagpur. He practices leech therapy is mainstream in his Ayurvedic hospital. In Europe, it's present because our friend Demi Moore got a treatment from Austria, and Demi Moore again is not a freak. Demi Moore, there is a gentleman called Bhajan, Harbhajan Singh, an officer of the Indian Foreign Service, served here, went to the US, went to the mission, and he passed away recently. A phenomenal story of a person who is going there and spreading Indian traditional values in a he really straddled two spheres. He was a very highly respected management consultant. He also did a lot of these things. Demi Moore was his Shishya, and that is where the inspiration must have come for her to look for something. She found it in Austria. So, the next point is, this is something. What I am trying to reach out to you today, in all humility, is to let you know that you have forefathers. That forefathers' knowledge went beyond Tattvamasi, Vishishtadvaitam, Advaitam and Dvaitam. It went beyond philosophy. There were hardcore scientific knowledge that is available. Two, a lot of those knowledge is relevant today. I can give you 100 examples. Today I have chosen maybe a couple of examples. So, leech therapy is an example of that knowledge was there. It was science and definitely relevant today. Not merely relevant, it's mainstream today in several parts of the world. The point is, you can't succeed to knowledge. You can be heir to money and screw it up. That is your capability. Whereas, position is not something that you can succeed to. Position is something you have got to earn. Unfortunately, we see several good corporates getting screwed up because he is a son of a managing director, becomes a managing director. That is not something that you can succeed to. That is something you have got to earn. So, when you talk about knowledge, you and I are heirs to this huge knowledge system. So, by merely saying I am a heir to this knowledge system, you don't inherit it. You don't inherit it. You don't. You are possibly the first in the queue because the knowledge was born here. Maybe there is a lot of relevance to your geography. Maybe it's written in a language which is theoretically, it's most of documentation is Sanskrit. There are, of course, Tamil literature also, which has a lot of value. So you have access to that knowledge, and there's a tradition. There's something that you know. So when you talk about knowledge, you've got to earn it. Okay. So let us see. The point is, today they are talking about how to take the leech therapy forward. So one of the things that is being attempted is, can we synthesize a chemical substitute which has these 4 attributes that God has endowed the leech with? So that is something which is going on for several years with very little success. The second thing that is going on is newer application. I do not know whether Sushruta Samhita talks about what Demi Moore went through. To me, it looks like a new application. There is an idea available, there is a methodology, and Demi Moore in some fashion, or her Austrian physician or beautician, seems to have taken it forward. And the third process that is going on is, should we look at an alternative way of, Shukman, can I have your watch? Okay, thank you. So, whether there is an alternate way of ingesting that. Do you want to see whether we have made progress? First, no progress yet. Second, the progress credit goes to Demi Moore under Austrian doctor. Third, that is alternate applications, alternate phase of ingestion. That is, you take the saliva from the leech and so that you are able to ingest it whenever you want. Okay. There's already a US patent. That is the application, very recent, August 2013. It's called method for extraction of saliva of the leech. Application is treatment of multiple things. You can understand it. Wherever there's a fluid accumulation that wants to be knocked out, this is a great idea. It's also a good outtakes. Now you have got to see who is the heir to Shushruta. Shushruta heirs are Ahmad Gavi, Ahmad Mirzu, Abdul Rahman, Abdul Qadir, and Muhammad Alama of BioPep Solutions, San Francisco, California. In fact, 6 months ago, they're genuinely more has than you, Shivakumar. Please understand, we never cared. Somebody has already thought there is something in it, worked on it. He has served the cause better than you and I, better than all of us. 5, 6 years ago, I was addressing a Lions Club meeting in Bangalore, half in jest, half seriously. I told people, just watch out. 5, 6 years later, somebody will attend a US patent for it, and you will have to pay theoretically a royalty for using rich statement. It will actually come into being. Since there's San Francisco, which is heavily Indian, maybe they are Hyderabad Muslims and not Karachi Muslims, and they succeed. I told you that this knowledge is 2,600 years old. I was wrong. Rig Veda talks about beware of leech-like people who in the guise of helping you will help themselves. So this knowledge is now 2,600 years old. It is 6,000 plus 2,000, 8,000 years old. Okay, and another point to note is, in Rigvedic times, it was used as a drishtantam. It was used as an example, which means people knew of leech therapy. Do you understand my point? People knew of leech. To establish some other point, Rigveda talks about beware of leech-like people. Okay, now that, any questions at this stage? ரொம்ப நாள் ஆகணும். அங்கே போய் அமெரிக்கா ரொம்ப ஃபேமஸ் ஆகி இங்கேருந்து 4 பேர் அங்கே போய் ட்ரைனிங்லாம் ஆகிட்டு திருப்பி வந்து அவனை ஹிந்துவில் படம்லாம் போட்டுட்டு எஸ் கான் தேர் டு லேர்ன் லீச் தெரப்பி ஃப்ரம் அமெரிக்கா அண்ட் கம் பேக் அப்படின்னு போட்டுட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் கிளினிக் இருக்கும். தட்ஸ் வாட் ஐ திங்க். ஐ நோ ஆஃப் ஒன் பிளேஸ் இன் நாக்பூர், அ குட் ஃப்ரெண்ட் ஆஃப் மைன், Pradeep Kolle. He has a clinic in Nagpur where they have reached it. But I can assure you, when it comes to knee-related issues, clearly nothing else, there is no antibiotic to be taken. And one visit and not thrice a day. Every time you take is you curse God, you end up on drop into. All that will not happen. You will not curse God for 28 days. It's a great thing in your own life. Okay? So, illa. You're being ambitious. All that I know is, this study has clearly established that I think my recollection, if it is right, things like glaucoma is once in 6 months or something. I think if you try, it should be possible to establish. It should be possible to establish. It's much wrong. It just drains out. That's what it is. Can I tell you a story? Tamil Salama. Easy. Story mother tongue. ஒரு ஊரில் ஒரு ராஜா இருந்தார். ராஜா பேர் முச்சுக்கொண்டா அப்படின்னு பேர். ராஜா had a beautiful daughter. So அவள் வந்து not only beautiful, she could dance, she could sing, she could ride a horse, கத்தி சண்டை போடுவா, எல்லாம் பண்ணுவான். ரொம்ப கடிகாரம் பண்ணுவான். ஸோ ராஜா said சுயம்பரம் வைக்கணும்ட்டு 53 ராஜ்யத்திலேருந்து இளவரசர் வருஷம். இப்போ வந்து 30 ராஜ்யம் இருக்கு. ஒரு காலத்தில் இந்தியா ஸ்டார்டிங் ஃப்ரம் Kandahar, we had 53 ராஜ்யங்கள். அந்த எல்லா இடத்துலேருந்து எல்லா இளவரசரும் வர அந்த தோழி வந்து ராஜா இவ்வளோ நம்மளோட இவளுக்கு எவ்வளோ வயசு எல்லாம் ஒன்றுனா இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணிட்டே வரா. இந்த பொண்ணு டேக்ஸ் ஒன் ஃபுல் ரவுண்ட் and comes back and tells, Daddy, no good. Nobody is good enough. Muchukonda, and I don't know what today's parents will react, how today's parents will react to the position. Muchukonda was fully appreciated. He said, you're so smart. I agree with you. None of these 53 fellows is good enough for you. We'll find an alternative. I, of course, don't know what Muchukonda, how Muchukonda's wife reacted. This is how Muchukonda reacted. Muchukonda said, yes, we will do something about it. Indra is a good, Indra Devendra is a good friend of mine. I will go up, check it. So Muchukonda goes. Muchukonda has a relationship because he has helped. Indra always got into trouble with Asuras, so he always needed help. Muchukonda had gone and helped him once. So Muchukonda had no difficulty reaching out to Indra and said, Indra, oh, 2 minutes, sir. Then goes and said, look here, you know my daughter. I am looking for a bride, a groom for her. Indra says,
I'm ready.
oh, Indra normally would have said, I am ready. He says, I am sorry, Muchukonda, it's too late. Muchukonda is quite upset. I thought he's a nice bloke, very helpful. But now he's saying it's too late. Very, very upset. I said, how do you say that? I said, you will understand when you go down. So Muchukonda comes down. Muchukonda comes down and doesn't see anything. He doesn't see his palace. He doesn't see his land. He doesn't see his job. Everything was completely different. And he goes around telling people, I am Raja Muchukonda, everybody laughing. So he is absolutely lost. And then one old woman says, look here, நாங்கள்லாம் குழந்தையா இருக்குச்சே எங்க தாத்தா எனக்கு ஒரு கதை சொல்லியிருக்கா. இந்த முச்சுக்கொண்டான ஒரு ராஜா இருந்தா, ஒரு அழகான ஒரு பொண்ணு இருந்தா, அவனுக்கு சுயம்வரம் நடந்தது எல்லாம். வாட் ஹேப்பன்டு? ஐயோ அதெல்லாம் எவ்வளோ நாளாச்சுங்க, எல்லாம் போயாச்சு அப்படின்னா. And then this lady narrates what she had heard from her grandmother, which is something like this. He says, நம்மளோட life 100 years, which is now valid to Abchari Congress, 101, 199, 98 and all that. So people live very, very long. So human life is considered 100 years. And 360 human years is considered one divine year. Devargaloda life அது 3000 devas life எடுத்தா ஒரு யுகம். 4 யுகம் சேர்ந்து மகாயுகம். You possibly yourself know that. 71 மகா, it's not just any random numbers. 71 மகாயுகம் சேர்ந்து ஒரு மன்வந்தரம். Some of you might சங்கல்பம் பண்ணிச்சா மன்வந்தரே அப்படி ஒன்று கலியுகே பதமே பாதே ஜம்புத்வேபேன்னு வரும். அந்த மன்வந்தரத்தில் 71 மனு சேர்ந்த Manu is supposed to be Brahma's Manasika Putra. There are 14 such Manu that is equal to Brahma. Or Brahma's age is equal to 4,320 billion years. You can check your arithmetic, your accountants. Good at it. So multiply. What is the name of Balaraman's wife? Mathematics. My wife's answer. Okay. Balaraman's wife's name is Revati. Revati's father was in similar predicament. He goes up, asks, and then says, look here, அதெல்லாம் போயிடுது, நிறைய யுகம் வந்துடுத்து, கீழே நிறைய போயிருக்கேன், எனக்கு அண்ணாவா பலராமன் ஒருத்தருக்கான், you get your daughter married. So unlike that, when you go up, don't go up alone. That's the mark. In the case of this person, he went with his daughter, so she also stayed young. They came down and he married Revati. Now, there is a book called very fascinating book, Western scholarship. That's where my whole exercise started. He talks about the various supposedly epochal Western discoveries, whether astronomy or medicine, how a lot of them had their origin in Eastern civilization. You see Eastern civilization? Indus Valley, traveling up to Arabia and reaching There is a man called Al-Biruni who had come to India to learn. He was an astronomer, he was a mathematician. He came wanting to learn. He will never get the right kind of attention. Then he realized that he had to break through it. Can you imagine how he broke through it? He learned Sanskrit and started dialoguing with the local scholars in Sanskrit, learned it, then he wrote all these Bijaganagam books, he converted into Arabic, took it back. From there it got translated into Latin. And Al-Biruni is claiming NASA names, this various parts of the moon. One of them is called Al-Biruni. Okay, so that is how a lot of it travelled. Okay, this Padma Puranam shows this is what it is. There is science in mythology. And the point here is, we were so far ahead. As recently as the beginning of century, the age of the earth is concerned 13.7 million. 1938, 1890, till very recently, it was thought of as 20-30 million. Only now, we have got the number which virtually validates what our Puranas have said. I have got another interesting thing. Okay, I'll have to run quickly. Tuberculosis as well as cancer have some effective medication. When you give this medicine, this is how the cure works. Higher the dosage, faster the cure, and that is what happens to general health. It completely destroys a person. Okay, you need a solution for it. Who said that? How does cow become a solution? Panchakavya. Yatvakasti gatam pabam dekhe tishtati mamake prashanam panchagavyam dahata agniriva indanam. The way fire burns fuel, that is the way Panchakavyam will burn. In this case, I mean from the skin downwards, whatever is the solution. There is a prescribed mechanics of how to develop Panchakavyam, Gavyam Madaram, Kinchidoshadhanam and all that. So, I am only trying to say that the point is something like this. We have secular literature, Charaka Samhita, Bijaganitam, Sushruta Samhita. These very clearly you expect medicine, physics, chemistry. In a way, very unfortunately, you will have a core chemistry or physics in a completely unrelated literature. There is something, today I have not touched upon it. Sainacharya, Vijayanagara Empire, talked about the speed of light. And Isaac Newton, who came much later, thought that speed of light was infinite. The point that I always make is, Sainacharya's knowledge should have been made available to Newton. Not to prove that India is a great country, so that humanity benefited from that knowledge. That's where we are sitting. Fortunately, there are some people working on it. This group has taken can you make a guess on what it relates to? These are two doctors, one a physician and another a neurologist. Both of them talk about I do it every day or I do it, pranayama is one guess. It's obviously not antibiotic because no sensible doctor would take antibiotic for himself. So it is something else. So, what do you think it is? Very interestingly, again, Topukarnam, it is called super brain yoga. The point is, as I said, whoever, the Dr. Eugene or whoever, has worked on it, that knowledge is his. Because he had put in effort. He has said there must be something in holding this. Because they are very important acupuncture points. Is there something to it? You need that kind of a faith. Beyond that, you need scientific objectivity. You see? Because unfortunately, in fact my daughter blames me as phallophobic, I think, which means somebody is obsessed with the past. My second daughter blames me on that. The point is, there is no point, if you are obsessed, you will go nowhere at all. You will say everything my forefather did was right, which is wrong. The simple way of proving it is, 100 years later, you and I would be forefathers. Do you think what we are doing is sense all the time? No. So you should have the objectivity to evaluate what is being done and come to a conclusion. They not only come to conclusions, they have taken certain things forward, and again serious control groups. So as I told you, everything is there. Leech therapy in Sushruta Samhita, rotation of it in Aryabhatiyam, speed of light in this thing, age of it in Vishnu Puranam, cardiology. You can't believe how much of cardiology we knew. It's amazing. Na tat shastram, na tat shalpam, na sa vidya, na chakara, na savyogo, na tat karma, samskrite, na vishyate. There is nothing in terms of art, culture, science, which does not exist in Sanskrit. Some point in time, we lost the key. We lost the key to a treasure house, and that's where we lost. What we need to do is, again an extremely small story. Kashi, there was a beggar. He used to go around begging every morning for his food. Do that. Some years ago. ஒரு நாளைக்கு செத்து போயிட்டான். அவன் இருந்த வீடை பக்கத்து வீட்டுக்காரன் எடுத்துட்டான். அவன் என்ன பண்ணான்? He was a reasonably okay. He's a shopkeeper or something. பக்கத்து வீட்டுக்காரன் என்ன பண்ணான்னா, அந்த சுவரெல்லாம் அடித்து ஃபவுண்டேஷன் போடுறதுக்கு பள்ளம் வெட்டினான். What did he find? He found a treasure house. Now, an extremely simple question. In the Kashi Bhikshukan, beggar, was he poor? Was he rich?
He is rich but living as both.
How do you say he is rich? He was begging every day. Exactly. You are rich only if you don't know. If you don't know, here, poor. All that I can say, I think I'm up. Is my time up? Yeah. All that I can say is, there's a huge inheritance. Lot of it is valid. If you do nothing, don't worry, nothing will happen. It will be discovered in some other part of the world. I have known somebody who comes to Chennai, a German, spends 30 years, learns Tamil, learns Sanskritam, and produces an epochal work on Vedanta Desikana or Vaishnavite scholars, barely 600 years ago. Somehow that man thought it is worthwhile for him to, having read a wee bit of it, he wanted to do something about it. Okay. Recently, a year ago, I was in Ujjain to present a paper like this on Kalidasa Academy. They had an annual function. Then, outside Bhopal, there is a caves called Bhimbata Caves. I found 2 Europeans asking the guide extremely specific pointed questions. Then I found there is a Kalidasa study circle in Germany. What these 2 people are doing is, they had read Megha completely. Megha of course, talks about Bhojaraja and Kalidasa fell out. He had expelled him. So Kalidasa went, I think his children were going to school or something. So he went away. he was pining for his family. That is what Megha Sandesham is all about. Somehow, I think that is the divinity of poets all over. He provides a graphic description as the cloud is looking down and sending a message to his wife. So these two German scholars come to India, they don't fly around. From the south, they travel by train and road, stop at each of the places that Kalidasa had described, and validated what he had seen from there. So he said Sanchi Stupa did not exist when Kalidasa was there, because there is no description about that. So there are people putting an enormous amount of effort. So don't worry if you don't put in effort, but please do realize somebody or other is putting an effort in this direction. Any questions? I am ready. I mean, I thought you told me when I was saying.
So any question?
I have a lot more.
Bhagavatam talked about this human cloning.
Possible. Okay, I'll just finish this one thing.
Yes.
Give me a minute. I told you about what next. When I was compiling this book, the Ayurvedic team had sent me the score about diet for a pregnant woman. I was trying to shrink the size of the book. It is from Charaka Samhita. One more thing that you should understand is, we are a strong oral tradition. Everything father to son, guru to shishya, by word of mouth. You hear and pass on, hear and pass on, hear and pass on. That's one reason a lot of it has been retained. So, when Charaka or Shushruta or Vagbhatta, they must have really gone against the norms of their own society and documented. Okay? So, Charaka was not an embodiment of so much knowledge. Nor was Shushruta, neither was Shushruta, neither was Vagbhatta. They were all people, like the name itself suggests, Charaka is somebody who went about. He travelled from Himalayas to Kanyakumari, noted whatever medical practices that he saw, and produced in the form. Samhita is putting together. So Charaka put together whatever he observed. Do you understand the point? Sushruta is somebody who's good hearing, somebody who listened carefully, he understood, and he reduced it to writing. So Vagbhatta is somebody who had eloquence. He could talk very nicely, could communicate very nicely. So whatever he could understand from all those Ayurvedic doctors who are not very eloquent, he put it down. So whenever you talk about a period, you only say this preceded 1st century BC. It was a tough time at the time of Charaka. Just as the way people think of Panini as a grammarian. No, Panini was a documenter. He merely documented Sanskrit grammar as it existed at this time. Now, as I was doing this Charaka Samhita some part, I read it. It clearly said, 3rd month, give a woman milk, 4th month, give her milk, give her milk on the 5th month, anything like that. I said, what is this nonsense? There's no point at all. Delete it, because I was struggling to reduce the size of the book. So I said, delete it. As luck would have it, at that point in time, in my house, the TV was in the dining room. There's a BBC coverage. There's a BBC coverage talking about McGill University, they have done a study. And the way they do is, they select large and pregnant woman, they have a control group, homogeneous group, then specific quantities. They will talk about so many ml of milk was given from this month to delivery, and then they keep track of the child and measure it on one index. What is the difference this ingestion of milk made to the birth weight of the child? Do you understand the point? So, the point that I am making is, Charaka Sutram is meaningless. It was meaningful when if you knew it. Since we did not know it, it is meaningless. There is a great need to rediscover it. So, once McGill University has done it, it says as simple as every 250 milliliter of milk intake per day will improve 41 grams of birth weight. You know, see the extent they have gone. So, you can't say Ayurveda has been there for 1,000 years. We will have to rediscover every bloody truth. There is no alternative to it.